to the Royal Review Show. Today we have myself, Martina, we got Quez, we got Roshana, and we got Coach P. This is a continuation of the questions that were inboxed to us. So we're gonna go ahead and read a few questions and elaborate on them. Go ahead, Quez.
Question number one, Coach P. We're gonna get this thing started right, Coach P.
When we started out, right?
This is about the Black Panther movie. Have you watched it? And if so, do you think it was a successful movie?
No, I haven't watched it. I think it was successful because it made over what?
$1 billion. It made over
Almost
$1
$1
billion.
billion.
I think it's over.
It's over $1 billion.
Yeah, so it's a success. There's a lot of hype about it because African Americans in the movie, starring in the movie. I think that's a good thing. Basically what we should have did was bought Disney stock. Once we figured out all that was going on, we should have got educated on the stock and kind of bought in where we can get a little bit of that 920.
I bet it. I know it roll.
But I catch it on bootleg.
You are not catching it on
Netflix
bootleg.
or something like that. But I want to see it. I think it was a good movie. I heard it was a good movie.
Yeah, I saw it. I actually watched it. It was a real good movie. I actually go see it again.
What's the hype about it? I don't understand what's the.
It's just like a superhero movie, a Marvel movie, just like a spin out the Avengers movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good movie though. It was
The
real
part I
good.
liked about it is the empowerment of the black women.
Right.
How they just make them seem so strong, but it was in support of a black man.
Okay.
And how it took them to lift him up to be the king, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how life should be lived every day anyway. So that was big for me. I actually saw it twice. So I saw it once without my son and once with my son. But yeah, I just like that the empowerment of the black women and them not having to show their bodies and different things. It's just that whole empowerment piece. But also, I actually like the storyline of the role that what's my man's name?
Michael B.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan played the
Villain.
I don't really see him as a villain. I see him as a lot of our kids that were in how they were raised.
Right.
And sometimes you get left behind and you have to be able to choose life yourself.
Right.
And that was the way that he chose to live his life, right? So I actually like his storyline. And so I'm just a fan of the movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
And it also discussing the storyline, Shauna, one of the things that I thought about is that kind of highlighted how sometimes we really do need to tell children the truth.
Right.
So they don't, have this, I guess, this mental vision of how something went and it didn't really go that way. I really enjoyed the movie. I watched it once. I want to go back and watch it again. But just the positivity of the movie in itself. I know I saw a lot of people on Facebook promoting the movie, and I did see a lot of, I guess, negativity about the movie as it compared to, I think, was it Birth of a Nation or something like that? Different things like that. And I know a lot of people highlighted that, they enjoyed this movie because they're tired of seeing slavery movies and negative black people movies. They really want to be able to see black people in a positive light, something that's encouraging. So, other than that, I think that the movie was great.
Yeah, it's a definite must see. Okay. If you ain't seen it, make sure you make your business to check it out.
And then I also think that the movie is successful because black people are being able to go out to view this movie, and it doesn't involve like a gangster or some kind of drug or something like that. So I think
But it's not even just our race that's going to see it. All the other different races who are choosing to go see the movie, and my hope is they can actually look at the minorities in a different light, right? Yeah, so I just like it, and I believe that black women are vibranium. So
I like that part.
Right. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
I gotta see it.
It's a must see.
I gotta see it.
It's a must see. And that follows up this question right here. What are the pros and cons for supporting a black-owned business?
Like I said, the same thing as supporting a white-owned business. Business is business, no matter who's running it. I mean, we've been in a world where white people have mostly owned everything and had mostly all the business and stuff like that, and we support them to the T. If a black person is running a business and running it right and doing the right things, I think it's good to support them. What I mean? The cons can be the same thing as you support a white-owned business. You know what I mean? Sometimes us black people might cut corners, you know what I'm saying, to do certain things, but that's how it was, some people were brought up, you know, had to cut corners or try to beat the red tape that the, you know, people put in front of them, you know what I'm saying, but I feel better supporting a black owned business if I know they're doing it right, and, you know, doing it the right way, so basically it's the same as supporting any business.
I think there's a number of factors that that go into this. I don't think I think just because you are a black owned business, if you were a white owned business, you still need to make sure that whatever you're offering is a quality product. I don't feel that I'm gonna support a black owned business just because they're black. No. If I'm seeking a product or a service, I'm gonna need it to be of quality. I don't lower my standards just because I'm accepting of it because it's coming from a black owned business. It's from a person who has businesses. I try to make sure that I have my quality at a standard that would be accepting of anyone of any race, and I don't want just because if I'm servicing a black person that I'm gonna skip all the corners I can to save what I can, and you know, because they're gonna support me because I'm black. Like, we gotta let that go, you know, as far as thinking that people are gonna support you just because you're black. You have a business and you need to run it accordingly and make sure that it is of quality.
Right, definitely.
Me? My thing is, if you're gonna support, right? Oftentimes we feel like that's a friend, that's a family. Let me get one for free. Let me sit in. Like, if you're gonna support, really support, right? Like, if someone writes a book, but y'all are close, buy one copy of the book, even if you may not read it. You know what I'm saying? Buy the music if that's the type of music that you listen to. If you're gonna, my thing is, like, I agree with y'all, both of y'all. Like, it's got to be of quality. It has to meet the standard. It has to meet your need or whatever it is that you're looking for. But make sure you support, right? Like, no handouts. You know what I'm saying? No handouts. No IOUs. No, let me get you back when I can. I'm gonna hold the product till you can, right? So my thing is, if you're gonna support. That's key for me, and in conjunction with what you were saying about the quality. And also marketing to multiple people. Like, don't just market it to one avenue. Then you're cutting yourself short.
Exactly, because most of the time, I mean, like you said, white people got money too. Black people got money too. So we can't just, Mexicans got money too. You know what I'm saying? So we just, if we on one avenue, then we ain't going down the right road. So, you know, with the business I'm in, I had to reach out to different kind of people. So it just, you know, you have to reach out to different kind of people. If a black person got a good business, they run it right, like she said, good quality, I'm all for it. But if I gotta go to a Mexican or anybody else that got good quality and the black person don't, I'm going to that other guy. Definitely. That's what I feel about it.
And I also think that we shouldn't allow I guess certain aspects of supporting each other to be a bitter process, because sometimes if a black person throw an event and everybody that they know don't come, then you know they mad. You know, and you really don't, you shouldn't expect that everybody's gonna be. You don't understand everybody's situation. You know, I know a lot of times I'm a very busy person and I see a lot of people doing a lot of things on Facebook whatnot, and I know people have their own lives, and you know, if I'm busy, I want to go to a lot of stuff I see, but I'm just not able to. I want to support, you know, so a lot of times I'm spreading the word about things, but I'm not able to go physically. So we kind of be careful with that, because what you're doing is like you're burning bridges and you're damaging one of the most important things about business, and that's networking. You know, getting ready to getting your name out there, networking, growing, and getting more people to know about your business. Because people don't want to deal with people who are bitter. Especially bitter business people.
So in support, like you said, networking, marketing yourself, understanding that it's going to be some success stories, and there's also going to be some stories, some growth opportunities, as I like to say. But also, like, what y'all are paying for labels, right? You may have to be in a situation where you have to pay that for a startup, right? Because before that became a polo on his shirt, that was Ralph Lauren somewhere trying to put it together, right? And we're paying the price for it. So we can't expect all t-shirts to be $10, all hoodies to be less than $20. Like, if you want something of quality, you're gonna have to be willing to pay for it as well. So my thing is, if you're gonna support, truly support. Don't expect support at a discount.
Exactly. That ain't being a real friend, or
Right.
that ain't really support.
And also another thing I would like to add is just if you see a person that has a business and they're struggling or something that you can provide some constructive criticism, then do that to that person. Like if you see that it's something that can be improved, don't go in the community bashing that person's
Right, right.
business, because this is a growing process and you never know when
Yes.
you may
Right.
that entrepreneur spirit may hit you and you want to have a business. And I'm telling you, karma's real.
Right.
So like we gotta stop doing it. We gotta encourage each other, you know.
And
So,
even on that notion, as an entrepreneur, you got to be willing to accept constructive
true.
criticism.
So yeah,
That's
most
true.
definitely.
Right, 'cause
Yeah.
now, they might not be hating on you. They may really be like, hey,
You need to get that
right,
right.
you need to get that right.
That's
So
true.
be able to give constructive criticism and feedback, but also be willing to receive that as a message as well.
Right.
Okay.
P, how you feel about allowing friends and family to borrow money?
I mean, I don't mind if I got it. You know, I don't mind giving away money or giving money to my family or whoever needed or whatever. But like, you know, as of now, you know, everything's kind of like tight because I'm trying to get things running. You know what I'm saying? So if they need money now, it's kind of like, is it an emergency?
Right.
You know what I mean? So basically, family, you know, if they working, you know what I'm saying, and got something going on, and you can look at them, they'll pay me back.
Right.
Friends, you know, they working, they got something going on, you know. You can basically tell who gonna pay you
Yeah.
back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It can be mama, dad, anybody, you know what I'm saying? You know who gonna pay you back and who ain't gonna pay you back. And then sometimes if you know you ain't gonna pay you back, just go ahead and tell them it's a gift, or
Right.
you just donating something to them or whatever, because that'll keep you from being mad at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't have a problem. If I got it and they need it, then yeah, as long as it's for a good cause. I
Right.
mean, if they need it, if they ask me for it, they need it.
Right.
So if I got it, I get it. If not,
Yeah. See, my rule of thumb with letting people borrow money is never let somebody hold money that you need right back.
right.
So that's my rule of thumb. If I know that I got it, like, you know, people get it misconstrued, like me having, like, I might have the money, but I just might not have it to give.
Right.
That's different. You know what I'm saying? But if you tell somebody like, no, I ain't got it, then they see you out, you might be spending money, but they be like, well, he said he ain't had no money, but he out here spending money. But at the same time, I mean, I had it, I just ain't have it to give to you.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, you can't, I mean, that's just me. But at the same time, you know, I don't mind letting people hold money, but if I let you hold money and you say, well, Q, I'm gonna pay you back Friday, and then I'm gonna be looking for my money Friday. So then when Friday come, people they get mad at you like you borrowed the money from them.
Yeah.
Like you borrowed money from me, but you get mad for me coming back to get my money on the day that you told me to come back and get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's all about communication. If you not gonna have the money, if you going through a hard time, just be like, don't ask to borrow. Just be like, look, I need this money. I don't know when I can pay you back. And I understand that.
Right,
That just let me. I ain't looking for that back.
Right,
but if
right.
you saying I need to borrow money to Friday, when Friday come, I expect you to call me and be like, I got your money. Or something came up, I ain't got it right now, and I'm
Get
gonna
that
get
Friday,
exactly.
whatever,
Just say that.
Keep me posted.
But yeah, don't just get ghosts on me, knowing you owe me money.
Right.
But that's my rule of thumb.
My thing is, if I can't give you the money, I don't want to let you borrow the money.
Right.
Because letting family borrow money and friends, that's the quickest way to mess up a relationship.
Right.
Because most of the time, they're not getting money back when they say they are. And then we also have to be mindful that if you know a person well enough to ask them for money, then they're probably 9 times out of 10 a giving person anyway.
Right.
Therefore, if they're a giving person and you feel that comfortable with them, then if they see you going through the struggle, they're going to offer you something. And I know with me, if I see somebody going through something, I will offer you things, you know, but let me offer you. Like, don't continue to ask me, because then you put me in a bad space, because we have to be careful as a single parent myself. I'm trying to maintain my financial stability, and I don't want somebody always coming to me asking me for money, because I've budgeted this out, and then, you know, I have my little money to play with, and here you come, you living irresponsibly, possibly, and then you're coming to get my extra money that I budgeted for. How fair is that?
Right. Ain't fair.
It's not fair, and I feel like we have to be mindful of that, because if we don't watch it, then we become victims of like that crab in the bucket mentality, where nobody is getting financially stable, because every time somebody has a little extra and you're trying to get out of the paycheck, living the paycheck to paycheck, somebody's pulling you down. I need this week, and when you finally get back up, I need this week. It's not fair, and it just causes more trouble on you when you're trying to be responsible. So I like to put it like this: if I can't afford to give it to you and I don't offer it to you, don't ask me.
Wow. I need to hold something.
Don't ask me.
And then, like, my thing is, like, what I've been going through, I've been struggling, and I feel like me and you close. And I mean, you ain't offered me nothing.
I offered you my sandwich before the show.
Oh Lord. With
That
me,
was all I was willing to offer.
with me, if you ask me for it and I'm able to give you what you asked for, I don't expect it in return. Right? If you say you're gonna borrow it or you're gonna give it back to me, I don't expect it back in return. That way, I keep that feeling of, oh, y'all using me out of it, right? So, but if I get it back in return, then that's a blessing. But you also have to understand the power of saying no.
Right.
If you don't have it, then say no.
Right.
Right? I would rather for you to say no than to be like, well, come see me in a couple days, this, that, and the third, right? Right. I ain't got it right now. No, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you with your situation. But if I have it and I give it, then I'm giving it, right?
Right.
Even if you say borrow, in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's gone.
Right.
If I get it back, it's a blessing, and I'll probably be willing to give to you again.
Right.
But if not, then I'm cool with that. I already understood that it's not taking away from anything that I have going on.
Right.
But I also understand, I've learned to understand the power of saying no.
Yeah.
Right.
I know how to say no.
And that's hard to do. You know,
Yeah,
when people are in a tough situation, and being able to say no is hard to do something.
Right.
But it does save you something in
But
the
see,
end.
then we can't dictate what a tough situation looks like, because what someone considers to be a tough situation may not be a tough situation for you. So then now you're looking at this like, you can't overcome that, right? So that's why I'm like, if I have it, whether you're in a tough situation or not, and you ask me and I say yes, here you go. If you give it back to me, all right, cool. You 9 times out of 10, I may give it to you again. But if you don't give it back to me, then you may hear no from me every now and then, right? But if I have it, which means that God has blessed me with it, then I should be a blessing to someone else.
Right.
But if I don't have it to give to you, then I gotta say no. I can't. You know, you can't get blood from a turnip. I think that's what the old people say, right? I can't give you no more than what I have, right? So that's just my thought process.
So is it wrong to say no and you got it? I mean, you got it. I mean, they asked for 200, you got 700 in your pocket. I mean, but you say no.
But you wouldn't know your circumstances. Maybe you got 700, but maybe your mortgage is due in the next week, or $700 really isn't a lot of money.
Right, okay.
I mean, like, that's what we have to get away from also, is living paycheck to paycheck, because if you can get yourself beyond that, then when you come against obstacles, you can go and borrow money from yourself, go and get money out of your savings versus going to get money from other people.
Right.
And then also, PC, that's just you. That's whoever you are as a person. If you got it and you say no because then you just felt like saying no, but you probably have said yes more times than you said no. And at this point in time, like, I have something I'm building towards, and it wouldn't hurt me to give it to you, right? But I have something that I'm building towards, and I have to say no, right? But I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and you like you're saying this, and you're calculating this in your mind. When I get to where I'm trying to be, then I'll gladly give, right? But that's just depending on the person. Like, if I have it to give, I'm probably gonna give it, right? Because I'm gonna get it back tenfold. But it's just depending on the person. Sometimes you might need to practice even saying no.
Right.
And saying no doesn't make you a bad person.
Right.
It really doesn't, because I have experienced at one point in time, I've grown a lot, because I used to always try to help people, help. And I done gotten to the point where I am now. I'm very selective with what I do as far as giving or whatever to people. But, when you're letting people hold something and they have, like, life crisis every other week, how fair is that to you?
Not really.
Because if you keep giving, then when you get in a situation, 9 times out of 10, you don't have anybody to go to.
Right. Definitely.
So, we just have to be mindful of that and try to get away from the borrowing of the money and learn how to avoid living paycheck to paycheck and to value trying to have some savings somewhere.
Right.
So
No,
So no, the answer.
I just practiced it. No.
Power of saying no. Right?
Right. And you can't. I mean, again, you can't just be planting seed into unfertile soil too.
Right.
Like, you can't just be giving folk money that ain't, they gonna buy King Cobra or. I mean, you can't judge nobody neither, but at the same time, you can't just be. You can't plant a seed inside the ground that ain't.
Well, I do think you should be knowledgeable. If somebody is asking you for money, you should get the details of what they're gonna do with it if they're doing it with your money.
Right.
All right, cool.
Definitely. How to generate multiple streams of income.
Tina?
Okay, everybody look at me.
Our resident soup business woman.
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. So.
A lot of people ask me that a lot of times because I do have a couple businesses, but I think that the most important thing that make businesses run smoother is to actually capitalize on what you already love to do. Mm-hmm. So if it's something that you already love to do, you're finding a market for that in particular, and then you're growing a business out of that.
Right.
So going into business is something that you completely hate to do is just not a wise move.
Right.
And being able to manage your time so that it makes sense for you to go into that business venture, and we're moving into more, I guess internet, business type.
Right, yeah.
I guess if doing something in that venue is more popular now, and you can kind of do that while you're working. So,
Right. You want to be in a situation where you have money. Your money is working for you, whether you're working for it or not.
That's
right?
true.
So you want to invest. I think we were talking about the Disney stock. So becoming educated on stocks and investing in that, but also just finding things that you love to do. Like she said, I hear all the time that you should do things that you're passionate about, and then it'll become your purpose. Me personally, I say make your purpose be your passion.
Exactly.
Right? Because it may be two different things. You may be passionate about something that's just not going to generate income. But when you figure out what your purpose is, then you're willing to give more of yourself to it, and then you make that become your passion, and you figure out an avenue to make it work for you. But the key to it is you're going to have to put in work.
Right.
Right, nothing. You're not going to receive anything easily. Like it may be some quick fixes to type of things where you can get money back from doing this, that, and the third. But that's going to be short term, right? You need long term income revenue streams. You need different things that feed into it. So, for instance, if you had one thing, so say for instance, PC, you got sports, right? And from your sports, you have your after school program, right? And then from your sports, you have the teams that you're coaching. And from your sports, you probably can build out some apparel where you're selling that type of stuff. Right. And then from that, you have camps. But what it all ties back into is what your purpose is, what you're an expert in. Exactly. So then now I know that you're knowledgeable in it. So, okay, if I let my child go over here with PC's after school program, then I know he's already been working with kids. If I've seen success in sports, so why wouldn't I let my child go to the camp? Hey, my child love what they're doing, so let's buy the merchandise for it. So now whatever your purpose is and what you're passionate about, you have multiple streams of income coming towards you. Right. But it's just finding that avenue, figuring it out, right? Like with me, I do training and development, and I love to speak. So boom, I'll come and speak at any type of engagement or different things. Any type of training, compliance, leadership, all of that kind of comes from up under that. So it's just finding different things that you love to do and streaming from it. That way you can be truly passionate about what your purpose is.
Right.
I think it's also important to understand that sometimes you have to have a team.
Right.
You can't do everything by yourself in businesses. You have to be able to build relationships with people, to trust people, to know who you can have on your team that can assist you with your vision. Because you can't be everywhere all the time. You can't do everything yourself. You have to trust, and that goes back to also building relationships and networking with people. Also just some supporting each other, because a lot of times people fall into the realm and you got to be careful with people who you share your vision with. Because we all have visions, and people, I can tell you, and I am here to say, family, friends, whatever, people might want to see you do good, but they do not want to see you do better than them. And I am here to tell you the truth, They will support you until they feel like you got what they have, and then it goes downhill. So just be mindful of that, of who you share your vision with.
And also on that team aspect, you don't want a team full of yous, right? You don't
Right.
want a team full of people who are just
Right,
like you.
yes,
Right,
ma'am.
right.
Yeah.
Not even that piece. Like if you super strong, you don't want a team full of super headstrong
Yeah,
people.
right,
exactly.
Like you need to find a variety of people on
Yep.
your team who can figure out where you're not as strong at.
Right.
So if you're strong at networking but you suck in marketing, don't go get somebody else that's strong in networking.
Right,
Get you
that's
somebody
true.
that's strong in marketing,
Right.
and kind of just build your team off of. I don't like to say weaknesses, but off of your growth opportunities.
Right.
Find somebody who is stronger than you in those different type of avenues and build your team. Because if you're all the same across the board, then we're not gonna get anywhere. We're gonna end up plateauing at some
Right.
point because we can't grow because neither one of us can show each other how to
Right,
grow, right?
right.
So making sure that you don't have a team full of the same people,
Right.
and understanding that your team may be people you haven't even met yet, and putting yourself in a position to even meet people who can help you grow into where you're trying to go.
Right.
Because all the time, sometimes family is not the best business partners.
No,
Friends are not the best. That's why they're family and
Yeah,
friends.
friends,
Sometimes
right.
it can work out, right?
Yeah.
And then, and most times it can't.
Can't,
So
right.
you have to be able to position yourself. And no one has ever became rich by sitting on the couch.
No.
That's
So
true.
you got to be able to get out and do different things and understand what's happening, what's new. Like I hope you ain't nobody out there trying to sell TVs with the big backs on them. Like they gone now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to evolve. You got to change your
Yeah,
mind.
that's
You can't stay like, well, this is how it happened for me back now. You got to grow, right?
No big back TV.
Right, no big back TV, right? We
That's
going
true.
past that. So
Flat
we got
screen.
right. We
Yeah.
got to figure out what's happening now and what works for us. And in all honesty, everybody can't do anything.
Right.
Like Tina Isabel's bun, I couldn't do that, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't work for me, but it works for her. So figuring out where your lane is at and then understanding that.
Right.
And I also think it's important to surround yourself around people who are not just as equal as you as far as your professional career wise. Like people who are doing a little bit better than you, so that
Right.
they can teach you. You need to have people who are a little bit more successful than you. If you're the most successful person in your circle, then you need to find something.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah,
find
yeah,
another
right,
circle.
right.
I mean,
Right.
because you need people that can help you. You can't, because what's going to happen is if you're the most successful, they're going to drain you, everybody in your
Right.
circle, because you're going to give all your ideas. You're going to be dry by the end of the day because they've taken everything from you.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to be a great friend because you gave so much, but what will you have left for yourself?
Right.
So you need to surround yourself around people who have what you're trying to obtain or in that area, so that they can give you some good advice on where you should go financially, career-wise, or whatever the case may be.
And always remember where you came from.
Exactly.
When you get to that point where you can reach back and help somebody who is genuinely trying to grow, do that.
Lower your wings. Lower your wings.
Right.
Right.
Pull them up. Now, I'm not saying let them ride your coattail,
Coattail,
but give them the blueprint of, look, this is what you can do to become
Right.
successful.
Right.
And that alone will start to build your block of people who you can rely on, even if y'all are not working together. You have this understanding of, well, he does this over here. Let me refer somebody over here. Like you're building up this stream of people who can just genuinely be a part of your sub team, so to speak. But yeah, never forget where you came from and always be willing to reach back, right?
Definitely.
And scared money don't make no money.
Right.
That's
So
true.
most time we can't create extra income because we're in a cycle where we're scared.
Right.
I work 40 hours, I'm gonna keep this money because I got rent due. I work 40 hours or 50 hours because, I got car payment,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? They're scared to put that extra 100, 200 back for a business or some kind of a legal hustle, you know what I'm saying? So now they're in the cycle they're stuck in, so now it's 50 years down the road, they're too old to do what they want to do.
Right. And
So-
now we're saying the shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Should have was. So now what you have to do is, I'm not rich yet. I'm rich. I'm
Right.
getting wrong. I'm rich. I got wisdom and knowledge and all that stuff. But when it comes down to the money part, I'm not there yet. But you have to be able to, like I said, network and be with different people that not like you. I mean, I'll be in a board meeting with, I'm the only black man. You know what I mean? But I know this is the type of stuff I'm gonna have to do to get to the next level, to bring income or network or stuff like that. So you can't be scared. You can't have fear of if I put this $1,000 in this company, you know, I need that money. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting that $1,000 in and working that company, working that business, and then you looking at the end of the year, you made 50,000 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be scared with your money. You got to be able to create another cycle with the money that you're making. So if you're making $100 a week or $200,000 or whatever, put some money back to start your other income, and that way you might be able to start working at that 9 to 5.
Right.
Because you don't put enough money on. You know what I'm saying? So
And be a forever learner.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And that doesn't mean we're not talking about going to college, but just
Right.
figuring out ways to learn new things
Exactly.
and discover things about yourself that are not quite whole, and figuring out a way to fulfill that, to grow and learn from that, right?
Exactly.
So that's my piece.
And continue to invest in yourself. We have a tendency with businesses to invest in a lot of things, but we fall short in investing in ourselves.
Exactly.
And also, I find this happens a lot, is that when we go into business, if we know of another person that's in that same business, it automatically is some kind of competition, and that kills me. It's so much business out here. You don't have to. It don't have to be like that.
Yeah, everybody can eat.
Yeah, everybody can eat. It's enough business, is enough money out here for everybody. You do not have to be in competition and fall out with people because y'all are in the same business.
Right.
If you build a great relationship, y'all can be the best partners in some aspects, because if you're busy on that day, somebody's trying to get some business, you can make a referral and vice versa.
Right.
I mean, we got to get away from that as well.
And also, don't be afraid. If it's always been someone who's done it first,
And then
right?
do it and then make it.
No, they done it first, and then you like, well, I can't do it. No,
Yeah.
that person had to start somewhere.
Exactly.
So we all have to start somewhere. So don't be afraid, right?
Exactly. Somebody else handicapped is not yours.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
People they scared. Fear. It's the fear of failure.
So fear the
People don't
same
want to
thing.
fail.
They don't want to fail, but sometimes you got to fail to make it.
Yeah,
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but see,
That's-
you
that's
can't be
true.
fearful of that though.
You're right.
Fear,
Exactly.
you know, as I said on the first show, fear is not of God, so you can't
Right.
be fearful. But
Exactly.
you have to be able to understand that failure may happen.
Right.
Now, what you do if you stay down from that failure, then that's on you. But if you get back up
Right.
and do something different to grow from that opportunity,
Right.
then you'll be fine.
Right. Like my boy Les Brown said, if you fall down, fall on your back, then you can look up.
Look up.
Right.
You can look up, you can get up.
That's
Or
right.
we gonna fall forward.
Exactly.
Right.
If I fall, I'm falling forward.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
But I do feel that, this is a time, a lot of times people want to start a business, they want to do this, but they keep saying, when I do this, when I do this. The time is now.
Yeah, time now.
Like,
Yeah.
find out, get your plan together and move forward. Quit waiting. Let's do it now. If you want to start a business, seek some assistance somewhere and
down.
get started. Write it down,
Stop
pray
worrying
about
about-
it, get moving.
They worry about the wrong win. They worry about WHEN instead of WIN.
Exactly.
I'm gonna win.
That's
right?
true.
That's
it.
true.
So I'm not even sweating it
Exactly.
anymore.
That's true. And like you say, if you think that you're gonna fail, or if it doesn't turn out how you want it to have turned out, a lot of businesses fail. If people think that they fail, but really, to me, it's like a learning experience. I've done a lot of things. I'll almost try anything if it's something that I want to do. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, I don't look at it as failure. I look at it as a learned experience. Right. And when I'm at my nursing home in my rocking chair, I can sit back and talk to somebody about all the things I've experienced in life, and I won't have cheated myself at all in my lifetime.
Exactly.
Failure starts in the mind.
Right.
A lot of businesses fail in the mind first, and then it happens in the physical.
Yep.
If we can stay positive and stay optimistic in the mind and understand everything is about growth and learning and understanding, then you can move forward from anything.
Right.
So,
Definitely.
That's it for us, Queen.
That's it. That's all the questions that we had today.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us on the Royal Review Show. Until next time.